And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly, truly fantastic day today. So like I said, we're going to be doing quite a few Michael Jordan videos over the next few days. This was prompted because I've been watching a lot of Michael Jordan interviews that, you know, to me is amazing how insightful he was at an early age and how that continued to grow over the years. It just became more and more. And to listen to Michael Jordan talk, there's always something good that can come from it in terms of going about success. And so we're going to start with this video. It's from 1998's Michael Jordan and Roy Firestone interview. And without further ado, let's get into this.
You decided one day in St. Louis that you were going to visit a mall. Kind of a lazy afternoon. This is what Michael Jordan has to do when he wants to go visit a mall, to go a little shopping. You wear disguises, right? Like the other Michael.
Yeah, I did to a certain extent. Not the way I have mustaches and fake stuff on, but I had shades. I turned my hat backwards and then wear high water shorts and pants and stuff and look just kind of awkward. And
you figured that would be enough. How long did that last?
About an hour and 15 minutes, not long.
They recognized you, that was the Michael Jordan!
Yeah, a couple of my teammates were with me, but what gave it away, I was walking with Brad Sellers, and he was, 7 feet, and everybody sees 7-foot guy, they're gonna say, well, he plays basketball, and then they kind of stare at me, and that gives it away.
Well, people always ask it, I'll ask it again. Do you feel you're a prisoner of your own fame?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I kind of brought this on myself, but there's some advantages and disadvantages for being in my shoes, but when you want to go to a mall and when you want to enjoy yourself and hang out with the guys, it makes it tough, but you have to put up with it, and sometimes you want it. I mean, initially when I first got into the league, it was fun. You have to admit, to sign autographs and be recognized and people know who you are, it's fun, but after a while it does get old, and now this is something that I have to deal with it because I enjoyed it from the beginning, but I have to deal with it now.
So during that first part, it's talking about if you caught that, he says, when you want to go out to places like the mall, you have to wear disguises like the other Michael. And I'm sure all of us know who grew up back in that era. He was talking about Michael Jackson. And so, it just kind of reminds you during that time. And again, this is 1998, so this is not even at the height of Michael Jordan's popularity. Like this is at the beginning. This is not after he started winning championships, which it just grew exponentially the more he won. But the fame of Michael Jordan is something that we have not seen, I would say, from another basketball player, from another sports figure. The fame that Michael Jordan had is unmatched, and not just the fame, but it's the fame and admiration. Because I think it's one thing to be popular, it's one thing to have fame, but it's another thing to have all the people who admire you and look at you with respect. And again, this goes back to something that the Duck, the Deer, the leader of the 3.5 and 6 Kingdom, doesn't understand. This is something that his fan base doesn't understand because they think LeBron James is popular and whatnot. And he is popular. But the difference is, for all the attention LeBron James get is not all good attention. Matter of fact, it's a lot of bad attention. As a matter of fact, name me another athlete that you can think of that's getting booed outside of the arena. That's getting booed at football games and such. Name me another athlete. It's one thing to get booed in the arena during competition, but it's another thing to get booed when you're in regular life. And this is what LeBron James has to deal with because, again, not all attention is good attention. But for Michael Jordan back in the 90s and during his popularity, you know, pretty much all of his attention were from people who admired him. It's like, even if you didn't like him from a competitive standpoint, you know, even if you were one of those people who he kept destroying your team, you still admired and respected Michael Jordan. You know, you admired and respected Michael Jordan for the way he went about the game. There was nothing unrespectable about how Michael Jordan played the game. You know, he went out there and played hard. He went out there and put his all out on the court. And so, yeah, people had to respect it. And, you know, again, we have seen no other superstar come close to the amount of not just fame, but like I said, the combination of fame and admiration. And then the last thing I want to say before we go on is how Michael Jordan's outlook on everything is one of, you know, you have to accept what goes along with the territory. You know, the guy asked him, does he feel like he's a prisoner of his own fame? And Michael Jordan said, yes, sometimes, but, you know, that's part of it. And, you know, I feel like that's another thing in this entitled NBA is like these players want their cake and eat it too. Like they want all the good parts and none of the bad parts. It's like certain things about playing basketball and getting paid millions of dollars to do so, it just goes with the job. And part of that is dealing with the fans. Part of that is talking to the press. Part of that, LeBron James is having to fly to Milwaukee and play a preseason game. That's part of your job. But anyway, so yeah, let's continue.
We'll talk about your game for a little bit, and then we're going to talk about other things in your life. Your game is changing a lot. Not as dazzling on a certain level, but on another level it's even more dazzling because there's not as many slam dunks. We saw the other night a game that you played where I think you had one slam dunk. They want you to take the shot now outside, and you did against Sacramento.
Well, I'm taking what the defense is giving me. I think the scouting report, if I'm not mistaken, about Michael Jordan is that make him shoot the outside shot. And once he shoots the outside shot, if he can't hit it, then that's his weakness. Mm-hmm. And now I'm starting to take my outside shot a lot more because it sets up everything for me. You know, if I shoot the outside shot, then that means the defense has got to come out and play me. And that allows me to go past him and get those spectacular dunks that the fans want to see.
I was going to ask you about these spectacular dunks, and there's a lay-in that's even more spectacular on some level. Do you feel that you have to outdo yourself nightly? I mean, do you feel as though, look at that? I mean, when are you going to say, I don't think I can beat that. I don't think I could possibly eclipse what I just showed to the folks?
When I retire. I think that you always feel that you can improve. And
look at that reaction.
I never stop. You know, I'm always saying that I want to improve. And you know, it's tough some nights when you're playing away from home because, you know, their fans want to see their team win and see you score 50. That's just the way they want to see it. But you want to do whatever you can to help the team win. And sometimes you please both by scoring 50 and yet disappoint them, too, by winning.
You were the first.
So he talks about the way Michael Jordan's game evolved. And, you know, when he first got into the league, it was a whole lot of dunks, and then we saw that evolve as his jump shot got better and better. And again, to me, this is another one of those things that we can see over Michael Jordan's career is the fact that he did continuously get better and better. You know, as his athleticism started to go, there were other things about his game that absolutely got better. And if you just pay attention, you could see, like, obviously his jump shot got better, but his ability to, you know, read the defense and see double team coming and those kind of things, his ability to control the pace of the game got better and better. B.J. Armstrong once said that, you know, Michael Jordan was playing a different game than everybody else. You know, it's like his job was to just win it, you know, and it got to that point to where you had that feeling that Michael Jordan just, he had the game so down mentally that it really was like he was playing on a different level than everyone else on the court. Now, another thing that he said that you LeBron James fanboys, you guys need to pay attention to, and your king, hopefully your king has watched this interview, but I guess if he does, it really doesn't matter, because for Jordan to be his favorite player, he sure didn't pick up the good habits of Jordan's work ethic on his game. But anyway, he said something to the effect about, as long as he is playing, there's always something to prove. Now, immediately when I heard Michael Jordan say this, I immediately thought back to, was it this season? Yeah, I believe it was this season, where the reporter asked LeBron James if he has anything left to prove or accomplish, and he said, no, everything else is just icing on the cake. Everything else is just icing. I've done everything. Right now, I'm just playing to suck as much money from the NBA as possible. Right now, I'm just playing to see if I can steal another championship, and if I can't, I can pass the blame on to my teammates. Right now, I'm just playing to, see how much of the NBA I can destroy by having my podcast partner coach the Lakers and having my son play in the league. Right now I'm just really trying to see how much damage I can do to the NBA before I get out of here. So yeah, and this is the thing of, if you listen to Michael Jordan's interviews over the years, anytime anything of this type of question comes up, his answer never changes up until, all the way up until 98, which we will get to those interviews as well. But I remember them asking him about retiring in 98. And, he's basically saying the same thing. When I get to the point to where I don't feel like I have anything else to prove, I will retire. And that is called integrity, people. That is called integrity, to be able to say, I could keep playing the game, but if I'm not going to go out there and feel like I have something to prove, why am I playing? That's a disrespect to the game, and that's what LeBron James has been doing for the last several years. Is disrespecting the game. Anyway, let's continue.
First player in NBA history to get 200 steals and 100 blocks in the same season. Then you did it again. I think that may be the crowning jewel for you. Aside from all the scoring championships, the fact that you are considered now the greatest defensive player in the game.
I like to be known for my defense. I think that's something that's overlooked. I think offensively, when I average or score 50 to 50-some points, that can be seen. That's what most people see, is the scoring part. But they don't see the defensive part of the game. So I enjoy getting the recognition on the defensive end because it complements my offensive skills.
Are you able to make the transition, though, from offense to defense as easily as you'd like? They say if there's one part of the game that perhaps you'd like to improve on, that would be it.
Yeah, I would think that being that I'm not called upon to do so much on the offensive end, I think that allows me more energy to be a Michael Cooper or Alvin Robinson who can deny the ball and play them straight up defense. A lot of my defense comes from the gambling, where the teams, where I'm allowed to leave my man and help out on the big guy and sneak up from behind and get the block shot or the steal. And a lot of people say that's gambling, but gambling is a part of defense.
My favorite moment, I think, Holt.
All right, so here, and we probably gonna hold up on the video on this last part, but so here he talks about his defense a little bit. And one thing I will say that I like about Michael Jordan is during interviews, especially, talking about the game, he oftentimes references other players. You know, talking about Alvin Robinson on defense and Michael Cooper on defense. Michael Jordan often does that. You know, he'll be talking and he'll bring up Magic and Bird or whatnot. But I noticed this because to me, you don't really hear LeBron James do that unless he's asked specifically about a player. But you never hear LeBron say, "Oh well, you know, I'm trying to work on my shooting, you know, so I can be more efficient like a Ray Allen," or you know, you never hear LeBron reference other players like that. But anyway, that was a side note. But anyway, Michael Jordan talking about his defense, you know. If I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe actually Michael Jordan wound up getting 100 steals and 100 blocks 3 different times. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But, you know, to me, it just hearing him talk about the importance of being known as a defender again. And, you know, again, they were just talking about how his game evolved and his jump shot was becoming more prominent. To me, this is still things that just shows you the mindset of Michael Jordan being a complete player. Like there's no aspect of the game that he wanted to be deficient in. And again, defense is, as we all know, defense is one of those things that there's really no glory in defense. Not like in offense. That's why everybody wants to do it. That's why LeBron James stopped playing defense and just plays offense, because he can still get praise for playing offense in a soft league where the rules have been made as easy to score as possible. This is why LeBron James does that, because offense is where, you know, you get the recognition. But to play defense, you know, whereas is much less tangible things. Of course, you can get steals and blocks and, you know, rebounds. But outside of that is really nothing tangible. You know, you have a player like Rodman who may not get a lot of steals and blocks, but everybody knows how great of an on-ball defender Dennis Rodman is. So defense is one of those things where it's like you have to want to do it. And to me, it's one of those things for me that's really a reflection of how competitive you are. To me, defense is one of those things that is a true reflection of how competitive you are. Because to me, you know, when you're great on offense, to me, what that tells me is you're a person who likes the praise of the offense. You like the praise of the offense. But again, to play defense where you're not getting nearly the same adulation as being a great offensive player, to want to play defense, to me, that is a reflection of your competitiveness. That is a reflection of, like, I want to be able to score on you, but I don't want you to be able to score on me. Like, I want to make it hard for you to score on me. Yeah, I know I'm great on offense, but I also want to shut you down. That is a different mindset. That is a different level of competitiveness. And so yeah, you know, again, to me, this just goes into the mindset of Michael Jordan. This goes into how competitive he was. This goes into the reason why he was so adamant about not having any weaknesses is because he was that competitive. Like, he wanted to have every edge possible. But anyway, we are gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We're gonna pick up with this same interview in the next Michael Jordan video. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.